Hello, hello. It's week 3. We're going up against Electric. We've got the Cricketoon division here, which I'm in. And quite literally everyone, well, I mean, J-Star and Tsukaba have played week 3 already. But before they played, going into week 3, all 8 teams were at 1-1. So that's pretty fun. So this week we'll start to see some differentiating numbers here. We'll see what happens. But there will be 4 teams that are 2-1 and 4 that are 1-2, and then from there maybe we can see if we can even it back out to a 2-2 or something. I don't know. So I don't know. Very interesting, very tight division. We can really just see. I mean, we've only had 2 weeks so far, so there's plenty of weeks left to play, plenty of games left to play. So really anything can happen at this point, and we're just taking it one game at a time. So let's look at Electric's team real quick. Here's the squad. They've built a pretty nice team here. They also did a challenge draft, kind of like Braff did, who we played last week. And their draft challenge was based on assigning characters from Lord of the Rings into Pokemon that they believe, as closely as they can fit them on, but also their father drafted their team, so it's I mean, kind of like with Braff's challenge where he had somebody else draft his team. Electric had someone draft their team, and it came out really good. So I think I mean, maybe I should try this sometime, although I don't know that some of the people, I have some people who would probably do a really good job at this just because they're familiar with Pokemon. But if I were to do this with someone who didn't know Pokemon, my team would be bad, and I would probably get dumpstered because I'm not I'm not good enough to be playing with some of these draft challenges that all of you are playing with. So, but yeah, they've got a really scary team. Cloyster is very frightening. One of the arguably one of the most powerful mons in the format. Just with Skill Link, Icicle Spear, just hitting 5 times. That's a lot of base power damage, 125. Base power, Icicle Spear doesn't miss. It has 100 accuracy. Also has access to Rock Blast, which is 90 accuracy, so not great. But if you hit the first one, you'll hit all 5. So very, very potent mon. On top of that, it has Shell Smash. So if it gets that off, it can just sweep teams and take them out. Subat's also very scary. It can get it has Simple, so it can also any stat increases it gets, like with Calm Mind, it doubles them. So Calm Mind would be +2 to special attack and special defense. So if this thing gets set up, it does absurd damage. You can also self-proc Weakness Policy with Mischievous Shadow Sneak into it, which does a little bit of damage, and then we'll proc the Weakness Policy, and then this thing can just take Okos from there. Throw is probably one of the bulkiest mons in the format, and doesn't require an Eviolite slot for it. So plus it has Guts, so it doesn't really care about getting status because it'll just dish out even more damage, and then it has 2 other really good abilities in Inner Focus and Mold Breaker. So Aggron was 30. Any mon in this format that has 30 is really good because it's like a pseudo Focus Sash. You just don't have to waste an item slot on it. Head Smash is insane, especially if you run Rockhead. You don't take recoil. Insane defenses. Cloudsire on the other side has insane special defenses. And there's just a lot. I mean, they've already brought Execute to, I know, 1 set. I can't remember if they brought it to 2 sets. But I know they definitely brought Execute 1 set, and it did really well. So, but it may have been both sets so far. Spinnerack is a good redirector that you have to prep for. So there's a lot going on this team to be frightened of. The speed tiers are more in my favor in terms of, I mean, Electrode outspeeds everything. So outside of Ninjask, we played last week. So that is an advantage in my favor. The downside is that, Terra Ground kind of shuts down Electroweb and Thunderwave. So, they can get up a really fast, I believe this is the fastest Tailwind setter in the format. So they can get a very fast Tailwind setter, or very, very fast Tailwind up to then have, some of these base 70, 60, 50 speed mons outspeed mine, because doubling speed is very effective and can, generate some huge numbers in terms of pacing. So, yeah, my goal will have to be my goal kind of every week is to hit very hard and try to take out mons so they don't have as many pieces to work with, and then probably just trade down from there until I can hopefully win. But it's going to be tough. This team has some serious bulk to it, and with speed control, they also hit fairly hard. So I think this week's going to be tough. So We'll have to see how it goes. I'm hoping we can hoping we can pull out a dub and end up 2-1 going into week 4. But even if we lose, I just hope we have a good set. So good luck, Electric, and I'll see you guys in the match shortly. Terra Ghost on Swoobad is nice. Probably for fake out and to get Tailwind off. Alright, let's see what we got going on here. Looks to be Tailwind support. I just want to taunt the Swoobat immediately, I think. Yeah, I want to taunt Swoobat so that it doesn't like Tailwind or set up or something. Could be Mental Herb, but I'd rather taunt it to be safe and find out. Throw is probably just going to fighting move into Pyroar here, which is not great. I could just Heat Wave though. I think I will. Terra Ghost, okay. Any Mental Herb? No Tailwind, okay. Storm Throw, crit, Sash, okay. I kind of want to protect Discharge here. Yeah. Okay, we got Heat Wave and Storm Throw, big damage. I think I want to Thunderbolt into this slot. Force it to protect. It probably wants to Storm Throw into this slot. Do I really want to take damage on Poly like that? If I get damage down on throw, maybe that's the best. So maybe I Thunderbolt this slot and Terra Blast this slot just to get damage down. And like I can KO Swoobat, or if it swaps out into like Clodsire, then it doesn't. Okay. Terra Blast, that thing's got to be AV. Aftermath, okay. Love to see it. All right, what do I think's gonna come in? Poliwrath outspeeds Adamant Mischief. So like, what Mischief's what 51? Yeah, but I mean if it's like speed invested Aggron or something, then Poliwrath will be slower. I think I want to bring in Unpheasant. Intimidate! Oh! So we know it's not Flash Fire, which is good. I don't think this thing is gonna be... I think this thing is AV. I'm like fairly positive based on those calcs. Brave Bird Heat Wave, honestly. How much did Terra Blast do? Because I want to make sure I guarantee the KO on this thing. I think that's the best play. Just to remove it. What's this thing gonna do? Also Heat Wave. Oof, that misses brutal. Yeah, that's a rough one. You want to KO the Pyro here so that you get to see the last one, and then we have the 2v2. I think it's probably Night Slash Heat Wave. Okay, alright. I miss it back. Big critical hit. Rock Slide takes out both. Bring in Polly in the back. I think I just want to Hydro here. I don't know if I want to... maybe I should reveal Vacuum Wave. Yeah, I should. And I reveal Life Orb too. Yeah, I reveal Life Orb on Poliwrath, which is unfortunate, and that I have Vacuum Wave. That doesn't necessarily reveal that I'm physical or that I'm special, but it probably indicates that I am likely to be special. Clodsire, if it has Water Absorb, and Terra Psychic, like hard walls Poly, so I think it's gonna have to be those two. Leaving Pyroar kind of feels bad, especially if this Terra Steals, but okay, so they're gonna see Terra Ground on my Stony J. Electrode has Terra Grass. They probably don't care if Electrode Terras. They probably could read into like a, you know, maybe like an Earthquake play, like Protect Earthquake or Discharge. I've already revealed Discharge, so God, yeah, Rock Slide is so bad. It's so bad here. Nuts. Alright, I don't reveal Scarf though, which is nice. That's a lot of damage. This could Terra Psychic. And if it does, I would be okay with that. I would be okay. I would actually prefer this to Terra Psychic just because then I can Night Slash it. I could taunt that slot and high horsepower in case it... Okay, I could have Thunderbolted, but... Storm Throw, bye-bye. Stomping Tantrum, huge damage. Okay, and Pheasant comes in. Now I T-Bolt this slot, and I can Night Slash that slot. Definitely don't want to Terra Dark in front of this. Gonna Thunderbolt this slot for damage and Night Slash this slot. Hoping it KOs. Growlithe, okay. Huge damage. Night Slash crit, yep. Which is guaranteed, by the way. Scope Lens. Scope Lens Night Slash Super Luck is guaranteed. Go choose normal, so I definitely want to Thunderbolt into this and Brave Bird into this. Another crit. That's 50% chance, so that's a coin toss. I got lucky. Yeah, and this is Terra Normal, so I can just Vacuum Wave and Brave Bird. I think the team comp, I wasn't quite expecting the team comp. I expected Mischievous, Eevee Mischievous to be a huge part, which is why I brought like the Terra Dark crit Night Slash set, just because I was worried about a like Eevee Mischievous can just take up so much, like eat so much damage. So I needed a way to like deal some excessive damage into it on top of like a double up or like a taunt to cover and hope that it wasn't Mental Herb. So I don't know, there was a lot to prep for on this team, and like I also had to cover for Weakness Policy, Shadow Sneak from Mischievous into Swoobat, which would be like plus 4 in attack and special attack, and you could be physical and special like with Acrobatics and then like Heat Wave or Stored Power or something, and then it would just like rip through teams. And my only way of outspeeding that combo is with Electrode, who it's like Electrode is not dealing enough damage, especially if Zubat. I mean, it obviously goes with Thunderbolt if it doesn't Terra, but if it Terras, it's like it'll survive the Thunderbolt and then just KO back. So it's I don't know. This team was very difficult to prep for. So and some of the ones that I prepped for didn't show up, but yeah, it's morning. I didn't sleep very well. I need to go get some more water and stuff. But GG's Electric. I'm glad we got to play. But yeah, you got a great team. I'm not worried. You got a great team. You're a great coach. So I'm excited to see what else you do with the rest of your season. And if you recorded, I'll be excited to watch your perspective on things. So, but yeah, I'm gonna call it here and get some food, get some water and stuff. And I'll see you next week. GG's, goodbye.